The honourable member for Elgin, Middlesex, London.
And thank you very much, sir. I listened to most of those comments eating my lunch and then came back in here because I felt it was very important that we actually discuss this. First of all, she quoted many of the members from Parliament, but she did not actually quote the member from Berthier, Maskinonge. I'm sorry that I can't say that properly, but you know, I myself, yesterday I was sitting in this house and I actually said to my friend from New Brunswick Southeast, who was a member with the government, and I said, I had to leave and take an adult timeout. And I'm a 45-year-old woman, similar age to that of the Prime Minister. And as an adult, I recognized that I was losing my cool, that I was not happy with the way things were going in the House. Therefore, I took a stance, removed myself from the House, had a breath of fresh air, and came back in. What the Prime Minister did yesterday, I did watch it because actually he and I had some words, and actually because I feel I can communicate with many members, I just said to him, I saw the anger. And I think that's something that we have to look at. He is the leader of our country. He needs to be the leader of all Canadians. And what I saw last night on the Twitterverse was absolutely disgusting. I saw the member, the NDP member who had been hit by, yes, by accident. I do agree, it was by accident. But what happened is she was she was not just victimized about being hit, but her integrity was just totally thrown overboard. No one really cared, but they were saying, oh, what a drama queen, what a this and that. And you know something? That's not what this is about. And although I have great respect for the member from Elmer Hall, his comments about this, about being a soccer match, yes, it was a soccer match, and our Prime Minister should have got a red card. His actions were out of line. I watched him, and you know, I sit down here, not when I'm not a member of Parliament, I'm a mother of 5 children. And I too have had to learn to have an adult timeout. And I think the Prime Minister feeling that he needed to go over there and show say, we need to do this. He's not the king of the castle. We are members of Parliament and we need to all work together. And I'm wondering why, I'm listening to the member over here, and I'm wondering if a member from Elgin, Middlesex, London recognizes that things are out of hand, why not sit back and allow things to take part and act as an adult rather than having to interfere in something that he had no business interfering with that ended up resulting in where we're at today? We can talk about wanting to talk about Bill C-14 because we all do, but unfortunately because of what happened, we cannot, and those actions must be discussed. Thank you.
Member for Moncton, Riverview, Dieppe.
For her comments first and foremost, and actually I really have to indicate that I agree. Much needs to be changed in this House when it comes to decorum. I belong to the Prop Committee, and one issue that oftentimes does come up as a new member of Parliament and being a social worker that's not used to working in such an adversarial environment, at my first experience here, I have to say I was shocked, and I even brought it up at the Prop Committee. So lots of work needs to be done from all parliamentarians. But I also have to say I have to give it to our Prime Minister that he spoke up right away and apologized for his actions. He is making no excuse for what happened yesterday and also today. So I have to respect him for that. And he takes full responsibility for exactly what has been done. And finally, for the decorum in the House, I believe that we all have a role to play here. When we are speaking, it would be very good that that people are speaking over one another. And again, as a new parliamentarian, perhaps that we're a bit objective, and when we get here, we can give some positive feedback. So I would encourage all members of this House to really sit down and let's work together, because I think that we all want to get, the job done.
Very good.